So reminder ni sa tong community nga not to be afraid to report.
Yes.
Then at the end of the day, if wat tay buhaton, kita'y affected.
That's why we find it hard ba nganong di sila mo report because we entertain man o kanang anonymous, mga alias na sila. We don't mind for as long as the subject is real. Regardless of your intention, imo ba lang kontra or imo ba lang kuan, basta tinuod lang nga na maligya siya, just report it. Para maato masuwayag kuan because that's one jud yan. That means nga di ka gusto nga magpadayon na iyang negosyo din sa inyong dapit. Wa man jud lain ka kuanan. Samot da mga pulis nga dili taga dinha. Wa man gani na wa mo nagpakabana nga kamoy namuyo dinha. Labaw ng mga pulis.
Ato ni-remind sa viewers ha, when you report, pwede anonymous. You don't need to write your name.
No.
Yes.
Kay tingali apprehension nila nga ma-identify sila who will report it. So at least klaro na that report, it can be anonymous as long as clear, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero sakto man sa some of the police, they're not from there. So maglisod yun identify who these people are nga who are into the trade, di ba?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, kung ikaw sa police, wa may naabot nila nga reklamo.
So asa man sila magsugod?
Asa sila magsugod, asa sila sa paingon. So that's the conjud na unta indicator sa community ba nga kung asa mo nagpuyo, if you want peaceful life, then you have to report any illegal activities in your place.
Okay, before we continue, let's take another break.
Over the years, the illegal drug trade and use have become rampant, and these have led to a lot of setbacks in our community. There have been successes in the various actions organized by the government and even from other groups and sectors. But for a problem that is starting to become too big to handle, what is needed is one big unified intervention. The Cebu Provincial Government and the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated once again tandems to create a collaborative and integrated framework to fight drug abuse in Cebu. Just say no. Local governments of the province's 51 towns and cities will now strengthen efforts in the fight against drug abuse by providing them with a scorecard that guides them with indicators such as organization and functionality of the Anti-Drug Abuse Council, LGU policies and legislative measures, manifestations of a drug-clear community, and social and support activity to enforce the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act, and undergo capacity building and trainings. LGUs and their barangays will be constantly and consistently assessed and evaluated according to their performance. And each year, top-performing LGUs and barangays will be recognized. LGUs and barangays will get to learn from each other's experiences in the Anti-Drug Abuse Congress and LGU-based Partners Conference, respectively, and will work with media to concentrate efforts on educating and enabling their communities, especially the youth. Join us in building safe and drug-free communities. Say yes to Just Say No.
And now we're back. Karong storyaan na to, what are the other advocacy programs sa CPADC?
CPADC lately came up with new advocacy programs based on the evaluation result that we had during the Just Say No program. Nakita nato attorney og asa dapat i-focus no. It's more and beyond just drug symposiums. So nakita nato nga in different levels of the students, the youth. So we came up with programs no for example usa nakita nato sa evaluation nga the participation of the parents and in the community. So si CPADC came up with a program nga diin nga atong gi-cater ang kaning role sa mga ginikanan ngadto sa ilahang mga anak. That's one. Another program is on the development skills sa kaning mga graders. And we also have this program for the in-school and out-of-school youth through the Barkada Kontra Droga movement, wherein gitap na to ang tanan Supreme Student Government Officers to implement the Barkada Kontra Droga movement. So in addition,
especially the Barkada Kontra Droga movement, no, dugay na kay na siya. In fact,
i-revive lang ni. Or
not really revive, but we just urge the DepEd to really implement that. In fact, nagay na sila yung national search for that, for best Barkada Kontra Droga movement. And we find it really important tungod kay peer pressure mangguni siya nga kuan. So because we find it's a positive peer pressure ba, and then we want the youth to be engaging in this kind of programs kay makatabang magud na sa ilang kaedad. So muna only this year we've been organizing the SSG, orient them with the Barkada Kontra Droga movement. So hopefully by the end of this year, all component cities and the province, humana man namang province, ma-organize na dyan na siya so that the program can run. And
na-launch na nila program or padung?
Na-launch siya sa province division, the provincial division.
Actually, attorney, the Barkada Kontra Droga movement is based on the Dangerous Drugs Board Regulation number 5. All secondary and tertiary schools are supposed to organize a Barkada Kontra Droga movement in their campus. 2007 pa ni siya nga regulation, but it was not given a priority, though naaman existing mga atong mga Supreme Student Government Officers. So instead of creating another body in one high school, in one community, so gitap na to ato ang mga SSG being the leaders in the school. So sila mo'y ato ang gitap in implementing the Barkada Kontra movement. So ang atong gibuhat is we organized and we oriented all Supreme Student Government Officers together with their Supreme Student Advisors, ang mga teachers po. So we helped them come up with a community-based nga action plan together with the out-of-school youth. So it's a collaboration sad between the out-of-school and the in-school nga mga youth leaders. So gitabangan nato sila og how to come up with a community-based yun siya nga program through a action planning nila. And ang kanang ilahang makam up nga programs, they will present it to the municipal or city anti-drug abuse council. For it to be sustained and institutionalized, i-adapt to siya sa council to be funded. So para mo run to siya ang iyahang kuan. And masuportaan pa gyud siya legislation para gyud nga ma-sustain gyud ang program. So that's one.
What else? What are the other advocacies pa na to sa CPADC?
The drug testing.
Yeah, the drug testing.
Among government.
Yes.
Well, actually, that is we're just implementing the drug-free workplace program of DDB. That's DDB regulation number 2. And that's one of the component of the drug-free workplace is the drug test. Kini, just like murag supply reduction, usa sa nis mga paborito nga i-request sa mga mayor ba? O kanang kay tingali nabitay resulta dayon. Munang di kay sila ganag demand reduction kay di man gud makita ang resulta. Pero kining usa nga drug test, usa
kay may bawaan dayon.
May bawaan dayon ba? So I think that's mo jud siguro nila na susunod, but nevertheless, we find it very important also because it is a drug-free workplace kanang at like kami sa province, no? We did several tests already in different offices, several times already, and there were a lot of among kauban nga na positive and confirmed and positive, and then Governor Davide decided to terminate their services. That is very strong message to the LGUs that
serious
we are serious, and then ligdong sa mi at least nanlimpyo mig una sa amo kapitol before me reach out sa ilaha nga uy dapat magkuan mo din na. Moingon niya sila nga kung naa niya taga lain dapit niya nga kapitolyo nga nanrabaho niya nang mugamit og drogas din ha. Masaway niya Manila. So mo nay usa jud sa among gipangusgan nga just to give a message to them that we are serious in this fight against illegal drugs. So we are implementing that drug test.
How often is it being conducted niya?
Well, there's no kuan kay the element of surprise is very important in doing the drug test kay ang drug test man is through urine man siya and magpabilin naman na siyang residue in our body kuno good for 2 to 3 days already kung sa urine na siya. So dapat
sa ato urine ni gigamit.
Urine ni siya. That's the cheapest way to do the test. So mo na nga the element of surprise is very important. So mo na nga dili jud i-announce, dili sa dapat walay pattern. Sa una mo ko naibaw-an na mo nga kada Lunes mag-drug test dili after the flag. So daghan man mga absent. So karon amo na sang giusaw Wednesday, Thursday amo na usbon na jud. Just to be kuan na jud ba. Na ano nga niya. Sad to say naa jud gihapon magpabilin. So I don't know why they still do it. Labi na sa mo ang kauban na sa Capitol. Kay in the last test that we have na amang gihapon nasakpan. So disheartening sad sa amo aba nga wa man day sila nahadlok. Nga mataktakan sa nagtrabaho. So basin dako-dako na yung problema sa paggamit sa droga. That's dependency already na yun.
But in connection to that, attorney, si PADAC, aside from conducting the random drug testing, si PADAC will look into like one of its priority for next year nga programs, continuing programs, is on the intervention and aftercare programs. Because presently, sa kadako manggod nga in terms of the intervention and kaning mga aftercare programs, si PADAC really needs to coordinate with other agencies, specifically catering in that manner ba kay karon manggod we need to address those drug dependents. Si PADAC needs to address that also nga unsa may buhaton pud once na ay mag-positive. So, it's not just nga igo ra na to papahawaon, but ang ato is to help how to recover. So, usa sa nagitan-aw sa CPADC as one of its priority nga long-term nga programs.
Nabatay ka ng province-run nga rehabilitation center?
Province run? No. It's government managed. That's the one in Argao. It's managed by DOH. And that's the cheapest.
For those who want to avail of sa katong facility in Argao, unsay process na to ana?
Well, we can help them facilitate, no? We can give them unsay requirements ni ana. They can just go to our office in CPADC sa legislative building. So that we can help them understand unsay proseso ni ana. And sad to say because nga mo na siya pinaka-barato, puno yun na siya permi.
So waitlist yun na yun.
As far as I know, nagdabi yun ang waitlist nila. Though there are other rehab centers that we know na pwede na mo i-refer sa tagtungod, no? Because different centers has different programs man. In fact, na may libre kanang sa House of Hope nasa Lapu-Lapu. Kung na pwede raman sana sila ni ana.
But sa entire Cebu province kanirang isa nga nasa Argao, government run.
Yes, that's the one. That's the only one.
Kinsa man say qualified mo avail sa services ito? Marg na by minimum income requirement nga
no.
Wala na gisad.
No. What I know is that it's 3,000 a month. So if they can afford that and then kung bakante lang, I think they can be accommodated.
Hopefully mas daghan ta government run nga rehab centers kay di man pwede nga after mo test positive pasagdan na lang nato because the problem is still there. No?
I think
and it really needs a kaning ang credibility pud attorney ba when we say manggod mga rehab centers. It has to go through a kanig yung kuan yun nga program ba kay when you let this like drug dependent go back to the community manggod kana he or she is open na sad to kuan especially mabalik siya sa iyang barkada
ma-expose gyapon siya.
So ang ako is the process of the rehab must be kanang yung kanang programa gyud nga kanang kuan ba which needs kaning professionals bitaw to help out si PADAC in addressing that.
Sakto na, Merg, dili pa
So it's not just conducting the random drug testing, but si PADAC needs to focus as well on the intervention and the aftercare programs.
I think important sa kanya tagag focus ng intervention and rehabilitation because it doesn't end there if ma-identify sila as a user.
Yes.
The problem is there.
Yeah.
But hopefully mo ang atong kuan provincial government ma-address yun ang aftercare.
In fact, the intervention, no, as far as I know, doesn't even involve lang sa drug user. It involves the family or the parents. Ma-appeal jud sila ni anak nganong nainana ilang anak. Unsay angay na buhaton nga para dili na jud mausab or dili na mobalik sa bisyo ilang anak. That's one of the, as far as I know, that's one of the programs sa intervention.
Bitaw kay when they after sa ilang rehab program dapat kailangan gid sila support sa ilang family.
Yes.
For the benefit of our viewers, ma-compel ba na to, let's say, maybe our viewers are curious, let's say, ikaw na kay family member who is a substance abuser, ma-compel ba man mo siya to be committed inside a rehab center? Pwede ba na?
No, well, there's two methods or ma-confine na to a user to a center. Compulsory and voluntary. Compulsory meaning like kung nadakpan siya, nadakpan in an operation wherein na-prove lang he is a user, not pushing, then pwede siya to opt for a treatment. So that's a compulsory rehabilitation. Voluntary, of course, you just have to volunteer yourself. So you cannot really compel anyone. Though you can try to convince the parents nga kung di na jud matabang, kinlan imo jud na kumbinsiron na imong anak nga masud siya sa center. And then there are a lot of factors